to find yourself is a question that we ask ourselves throughout our whole lives, and we're probably going to be spending the rest of our lives figuring it out. And that's okay, because the answer to that question changes from moment to moment, from day to day, from hour to hour. Because us as humans, we're constantly changing, we're constantly going through the motions of life, and we're supposed to be like that. So you're always not going to know who you are most of the time. You may have an idea, but on a day to day, on a moment to moment, the way that we should be living life, if we're living that way, you're never really gonna know the actual answer to it. But you can know the basis of who you are as a person and your character. And I feel like in our society, a lot of people, they get lost. You know, we have so much distraction going around, dopamine, social media, TV shows, all these things that distract you from who you truly are as a person. And that's not good, because in order to really be successful in this world, you have to know who you are. In fact, the more you know who you are, the more successful you are. I want to give you guys the best possible answer I can to this, because this is a question that's multi-layered, and it's probably going to be another video on top of this one to really explain and go into depth and detail. But for this video, I'm just going to cover the basics of how to find yourself and really the questions you need to be asking yourself. So one of the most important steps when it comes to revealing who you are as a person is you have to start taking things away. Take away any and all sorts of distractions that you have for yourself on a day-to-day, those bad habits that you engage in that you know you're not supposed to be engaging in. Take all those away, strip all those away, and really just sit down with yourself in a room, in a quiet room, and ask yourself, what matters to you? Not what matters to your friends, not what matters to your family, not what matters to anybody else and strangers on the internet and these big rich guys that tell you what should matter to you. What actually matters to you? Because at the end of the day, the thing that gets us to act, the things that gets us to get going and walk forward and move forward in life is deprivation. When you ask yourself the feeling of what's important to you, what do you actually want for yourself in your life, and you come up with that answer, you start to realize that you're deprived of that thing. That lights a fire under you. And then really just live consciously when you're going through your day-to-day life. Like, what do you tolerate? What do you not tolerate? What do you like doing as a hobby? What do you not like doing? It's just the small things and the questions that you have to ask yourself, and the more questions you ask yourself, the more answers you're gonna come up with. Most of the time, it can literally just be as simple as grabbing a notebook, grabbing a pencil or a pen, and just writing it down. Write down whatever comes to your mind and just read it out as you're writing it, and then you're gonna figure out that you had the answers inside of you all along. You just had to ask the questions. It's daytime now. I had to go to sleep. It was 2 in the morning when I was recording that video. But just to continue on what I was saying, finding yourself is all about finding purpose. And finding purpose is really, when you break it down, all about just finding direction. And the easiest way to find direction is to live with purpose. Do the things that you're doing with purpose and ask yourself those questions that you need to know. So don't just go through your day living autonomously and making pointless decisions and doing pointless things. What you really want to do is pay attention to everything that you're doing and ask yourself why you're doing it and what you can learn from it. And the reason you want to do this is because you have to give yourself and your soul fuel to be able to really understand and craft who you are as a person. You also want to pay attention to your thoughts and the way you think about things, the way you react to certain things, and don't judge yourself when you see these reactions and thoughts that you have about certain things, because not every thought that comes into your head is actually important. These could be crafted by habits we have, by things we've seen. All the thoughts that come into our head don't necessarily define us. The ones we choose to focus on are the ones that define us. So don't make any judgments on the things that you see. Just look at it for what it is, observe it, and keep observing it, and then eventually you'll find your answer. You'll notice, oh, I'm this way when it comes to interacting with people, or I'm this way when it comes to interacting with my hobbies, or just things in general when it comes to you interacting with things that are not yourself. And then you're also going to realize who you are when you are by yourself. And this is a process that takes time, you know, but when you kind of just let it happen, they all come together beautifully and just craft the person that is supposed to be you. You have to let go of the limitations that other people set on you. You have to let go of the limitations that you put on yourself, the limiting beliefs you have, because all that is going to hold you back from really finding out who you are and what you want to do with yourself. Because remember, with success, you have to be a successful person until you actually achieve success. And the more you know yourself, like I just said before, the more success you're gonna have. So just let your energy flow, you know, observe it, realize it for what it is. Stop dealing with things that you want to deal with, because you know when you deal with shit that is not in line with yourself and your authentic self, like when you take shit from certain people or just shit from the world or just shit in general, it's not you. And you don't have to take it because it's your life. Everybody in the world has the right to hold the world to their standard. Understand that. And once you understand that, you're gonna realize that all these things that people say you're supposed to do, the things that people say you're not supposed to do, all of it is made up. Everybody's just finding a way for them to live, and you have to craft a way that is most in line with who you are as a person. So what if next man don't agree with what you're saying? So what if the next person don't agree with the beliefs that you have? It's your life, not theirs. You shouldn't be worried about what they're saying. And be patient in this process. Understand that it's something that takes time, and you have to really enjoy the process and molding it and improving the process on the way. And then once you are able to do that, the results are going to come as a side effect. Every person that was ever born has the potential to be something great. Understand that. So it's not about whether or not you have the potential or if or not you can do it. You can do anything that you want to do. There's nothing in this world that you can't achieve. All you have to do is believe it. Perspective is everything. If you believe something is special, if you believe something is going to work, if you believe that you are a person of high value, of high status, of high regard, then you're going to be like that. So just to circle back on what I was saying, disregard anything that anybody else says. Really just craft yourself, you know, look at yourself for who you are, separate yourself from the things that are not a part of who you are, and just ask yourself the important questions, you know, what's important to you, where do you want to be, what impact do you want to have in the world, and you do that, you're going to be able to find yourself. Now, I'm going to make a separate video on really the parts of how to find yourself and deepening yourself and exploring the realms of a person, because you aren't just one person, which is kind of what everybody believes. We all believe that we're just this one person, but us as human beings are contradictory creatures. So you can have a whole set of beliefs in one area, and then when you're in another realm of your life, you're gonna have a whole set of beliefs that's contradictory to that side, and that's okay. And I'm gonna talk more about that in the next video, but hope you enjoyed, hope this helped you out. Wish you success in this life, man. See y'all next time. Like, subscribe, share, sharing wisdom all 2024. I got y'all, man. Go be great.